Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne Fritze. Tonight with 3 games from a WTCOC, Italy, Poland, Romania, Ukraine, and maybe in the end even a bit of Latvia versus Belgium. If you mainly care about that one, well, switch to Nallerheim later. This one starts at 7 at 10 past 7 UTC, so in about 70 minutes. In the game versus Italy, well, let me quickly switch to the standings. So here we go. In the game Italy versus Poland, both of them have 2 wins so far. Both were able to beat the team one might have considered the favorite. The Italians won versus Germany in week 1, and last week Poland was able to beat RCP. So whoever will win today is more or less guaranteed to reach the playoffs, because both still have a game left versus one of the well, let's say not the favorites in this group, in Uruguay and Slovakia, and both should win this one. So whoever wins today is more or less guaranteed a 4-1 in the end. On table 1, which features star players of both teams, I'd say Poland should win. Table 2, table 3 are more or less equal. Angus Stewart took a dive. He was rated in the upper 600s just a few weeks ago. Not sure what's up there, but could be a close game anyway. Ratings are ratings. We'll see what will happen on the board. And table 5, well, I'd favor MTUU. So overall, I'd say Poland should win this one. Let's quickly check Romania, Ukraine, which I will cover in about an hour. So right when Italy, Poland should end. There I'd say more or less equal on table 1. Maybe slightly favorite would be Mars 15. He was a world champion, so definitely well, at least more titles than Zaharek. Table 2, I'd favor Samuelson, although I really like Erwin G's style. I think the speed is more often a detriment in tournaments like this. Table 3, pretty hard to pick one of them. Both are great players. I hope they will need a decider. Table 4, you might favor Ukraine. Fan Alex N plays a good game recently, especially. And table 5, well, more or less equal as well. So please don't force me to pick Romania or Ukraine. It's pretty tough. I just hope this will be a 3-2 in anyone's favor, and maybe 4 or 5 deciders as well. And then there's Belgium, Latvia. I'd say tables 1, 2, 3 should be in Latvia's favor. Table 4, Belgium. Table 5, well, I'm not familiar with Etchus, but considering he's Krishna's brother, he should know how to play the game. So I wouldn't pick one of them. Overall, Latvia should win this one, and definitely has to win, because in the bottom right corner you see the standings. Their tiebreakers are just abysmal. They need to win both their remaining games. So today versus Belgium and in week 5 versus Croatia as well. But the Belgians, after losing versus Taiwan in week 1, really would like to win their second match as well. So we'll see about that. Enough of that. Let's actually check if games are running, and if they are not running, this is because I put in the wrong date here. Oh, and I missed nearly half the game here. So let me open the others in the side windows, and then we'll see about this one here. Italy is the home team, so they are playing yellow today. For now, it looks quite good for Polo Verde here. Was able to snatch the first city and another 4 points in roads to take a lead of 8-0 for now. Already has a monastery on the board. Best news is that both these squares will quite likely be filled by blue here. So easy going if yellow manages to close their city on the left. And UI will attack this now. This would be great. So yellow tries to attack at top. Hoping to snatch a big city here. Blue defends their road. Yellow might consider to attack this one. To not let blue run away with a large road. Instead, they opt to attack blue's city, but blue thwarts this by getting one starting tile. Blue manages to successfully attack yellow city and prevent the connection by yellow from the top. At least preventing the worst outcome, which of course would have been Dorito here and a big city tile. And if that were to happen, I guess it would have been game over for blue. So now they, of course, hope to get at least one of the 2 remaining daggers here. And hope to still close their city on the right side. Well, there are still 5 monasteries out there, so even if they are behind right now, it's definitely still possible to win this game. And for Italy, this duel is pretty crucial because Polo Verde is their best player, and if they want to win this match, definitely needs to win this duel here. So blue got the dagger, but yellow was able to directly attack. Yellow even prefers to further build their city up top instead of directly connecting here. Blue able to close the road and attacks yellow city. Polo Verde now, well, taking the 4-point road. If this piece is not ideal, because you'd leave the city cap here for blue to snatch with the retool. Although in some cases you could then kill this square. But at least it would be more or less dead for attacking purposes, because if you then go here, any city piece from the right side would limit this square to the quadruple city. Therefore, yellow just opts to obstruct blue's city attack here and is now hoping to get a simple field door return to block this square. Two of the right-handed daggers are already gone, so this would at least limit blue's city to a 50-50. Yellow could, of course, use a cow as well, and maybe then even hope to attack this with another dagger, or close it and then kill blue's city completely. Blue even has to put the quad crossroad on a yellow's road. I think going over here would have been an option if it weren't for this empty square. At least he's able now to close the city on the right side from the top and attack the main field, or more or less protect the main field, because yellow has attacked this on the top left with two routes to connect. So this here more or less was an insurance farmer of a field that's for now worth 9 points, but might quite easily be worth upwards of 20 in the end. So yellow, quad city here, or rather not, because if you go here, there'd be still 3 pieces for blue to connect, and then they'd only need a cap to close this. So the move yellow played was indeed the one that definitely was necessary. Polo might now attack the road here. Still 3 curves out there, plus enough straights, 4. So good chances to snatch this, is it 14-point road? Because both have only 1 meeple in hand. It's an easy decision for blue to connect the fields. I'm not sure this is the place to use, considering it's more likely that yellow will have a second meeple in hand sometime down the road, so rather killing this monastery square might have been a better move. So yellow now just got their second meeple back. Now hoping to kill this square and at least winning a mini battle up top. Blue indirectly defends while also getting one of the 3 remaining curves, but yellow just gets another one. Not sure why they are wasting time on this move. That's a no-brainer. Maybe thinking about attacking, but I guess once they count the curves, they'll go here. And now we are in fieldless win territory. Now this one here will be killed. And then, well, blue's only chance would be to get the last cow and the road Dorito to get this city closed. And then yellow, well, is quite likely to attack the field anyway, just to occupy blue's meeples and don't give blue any chance to score the necessary points to make up for the scoreboard difference. So 4th road Dorito. And that's why blue just closes this. There is no splitter left, but still 2 field Doritos. Yellow attacks the field up top now. And right now the scoreboard difference is, after these 5 points, 24 points. So still chances for blue if they manage to win the field and add some features to outscore yellow's ruin up top, which is at 10 points already. So yellow thinks about this move, because for now this would be a zero-sum affair, because although they'd score 3 points, it would add a city on blue's field for now. But I guess as long as you can fight for the field, it doesn't really hurt to close this. But then they could go for the extension of their ruin as well. This isn't attackable here because that dagger isn't available anymore. So there's no need to protect it, but it would add 1 point to your total. Well, for now, if they are thinking this hard, let me try the new scoreboard here. So yellow has a city ruin worth 10 points. Now another one worth 1 point, 3 points on a field, no monastery, 1 point on the other city part at the bottom. No road, so should be at 80 total points. Blue has 41 points on the scoreboard, no roads, no monasteries, and the field is worth 18 points now. And their city part 4 and the other one 1 point. So overall, now that the field is tied, it looks like a clear win for yellow in this game. Although that one here is actually quite nice. If blue manages to draw at least one horse here. So yellow snatches a 5-point road with expansion potential. Blue scores 4 points for another city, and now the field is worth 21 points, and blue now attacks this on the left side. Yeah, thanks for the feedback, Lovia. I hope this is the icons aren't too small. I guess the font is more or less the size of the actual scoreboard. So blue with their third farmer on this field. So in sole possession of these 21 points now. And if they would manage to snatch this one here, successfully connect up top, would be great. Now yellow attacks again. Blue tries to defend, hoping to block this square, of course. Let's check. On the other 3 tables which popped up left and right here, the Polish players won their first games. So 3-0 for Poland right now. Let's quickly check if they have started the second games as well. And at least on table 3, the Italian was able to win. So about this configuration here, considering yellow doesn't need the field to win, I would have gone over here just to prevent this from happening. And now let's check which pieces would actually still fit there. So there's no starting tile left. there is one crossroad left and not a lot of, oh, that one was wrong, not a lot of straights here. Only one straight. No, I missed that one. So no straight, no starting tile, only a crossroad. And yellow doesn't bother to defend here. The Pole just closed their city up top and snatched another field because they have to score what they can, but yellow with the extension of their road, well, still maintains the 10-point difference. So UI can't even go for the block here now. Still has to score. Only question is whether this here would be a move they should consider. And for that, they need to check if there'd still be a cap to close this one. So the diagonal splitters were gone. The vanilla caps as well. And the starting tiles too. So over here, there is no use. Taking these 5 points is definitely the better way. Yeah, but yellow successfully connects and wins this game by a landslide. Of 28 points or so. Yep, 28 points exactly. So let's check if these two need a break. Ready for the next one? Yeah, I hope so. Else we'll switch. Okay, let's go. Yeah. So at least Italy still has a shot here, but they definitely need Lambe, Giulio Timao, or Angustur 4 to force a decider in their duels. Else, no chance here. So again, yellow, the Italian starting player, but at least 4 points for blue here this time. Really early farmer. So yellow quite likely looking to prevent field extension on the left side, but not with this piece. That's actually a bit tricky now. Normally you just go over here in a heartbeat, but you really don't want to when your opponent already has a farmer there. But still, can't go at the top. This would endanger your city on the right side. Same goes here. So the normal move after a minute of consideration it is. Blue slightly blocking yellow's road on the left side, noticeably not on the right side, because I guess they like this problematic squares here. They opt for the direct city harassment. Could have gone here as well, but would have risked that yellow would run away with this 8-point city. And this is a miss by yellow, not meepling this one. If they would have done this, blue quite likely wouldn't have played this move, and they would have prevented the problems for their road. Even if you normally don't like two of your meeples on a possible road of your own, in this case it would have prevented more problems. And with what was it, 5 meeples in hand after this city was closed, this actually was no big problem. So now that the field was extended to the top side, will be extended to the right side by yellow's road, quite likely has potential at the bottom as well. This actually looks quite nice for blue here. They even can easily attack yellow city here now, and will quite likely with the Rito just block this and then hope to connect here, or at least force this so yellow can't use a splitter there. Yellow opts to harass blue city. And now has to decide whether to go here, maybe putting a farmer there, creating a sinister hamster, and maybe later on an evil hamster. Else sure, you could just take the 3 extra points for your city at the bottom. But why would you? Other move I would consider would be going on top of blue city and harassing this on the right side, having options to block it on the left as well. Yep, blue at least kills the attack option on the right side of their city. Yellow has complicated an attack from or blocking from the left. And this definitely isn't ideal to attack from the top side. Yeah, well, but not disturbing this one in any way would definitely be a miss here. So normal move, okay, just adding another city. I mean, 2 starting tiles are gone, 1 rose is gone, 1 right-handed dagger is gone. So 2 of each, therefore 6 pieces left to close blue city immediately. And this one, well, they feared this attack more than I would. But I guess they are right. Main problem though this here, and of course that blue would still be able to attack this indirectly. And with the straight, you really don't want to go there. Although at least it would take out the 4 road Doritos. And then blue would need to draw field Dorito or a splitter. Yeah, so Polo now, well, what will they do? Go here? Meeple this, just to be safe? Is your last one? I don't think so. Not when there's this prime road monastery spot available. Even if you have 2 meeples, which are quite easy to liberate. Best option for them would be this one, but considering their road is a bit iffy on the right side and this situation is really precarious, not doing anything about this could really hurt them. Yeah, blue was able to close their city up top with the second right-handed dagger. The left ones, by the way, are all gone. And added a farmer, so if yellow gets the road monastery, they for sure will take this spot. But at least blue would still be in sole possession of this main field here. But then it would score 12 points at least. Now this, or maybe even this here. Hoping to draw the 50-50. Well, nothing at all. Okay. And then blue just got out of this situation, taking the 3-point mini battle loss, considering they got a 4-point city on the left side. Well, this works for them, even though they just got one of the pieces they so desperately needed over here. Just one move afterwards. Yellow getting the road monastery, of course, taking the 9 points. There's still attacking option here, over there, maybe even here, although if you'd use a piece over here, blue would be able to block this immediately. And depending on how this road develops, there might as well be attacking options from here. So still a lot of possibilities for yellow, and if they manage to get the second road monastery, they might even have a chance of winning this one without the field. Could replace a second road monastery by being able to add other big features to score a lot of points as well. It looks like I've picked the slowest game of all of them. Blue limiting yellow's road to a 50-50. There's only one dagger remaining. But at least yellow now defends and could have attacked here, but going for the 50-50 would have been rather reckless with your last meeple, especially if there are other prime attacking options available. Yeah, this looks nice, but blocking this config is surely a move blue just considers. If the left-handed dagger's gone, so the ones yellow would need over here if blue were to place their starting tile below yellow's monastery. And 2 roses gone, 3 starting tiles. There's not much left to go here, and therefore I don't get why yellow preferred the left spot here. It's a lot easier to put anything there than on the right side. Still a lot of curves out there, 6 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here goes the last starting tile. So any road plus field on the left side would kill 2 of yellow's meeples. And considering yellow is losing this main field right now and the battle on the scoreboard as well, this more or less seals the deal here. On table 1, Prici was, no, it's table 2. On table 2, Prici was able to win their duel versus Giulio Timao. And on table 4, MTUU finished off Lambe as well. Hi MTU, congrats. And well, this looks like I'll be able to cover Ukraine, Romania fully here. Although the 2 here on the main screen will likely be playing their decider when the next match starts. So let's quickly assess the score again. So yellow has 26 on the scoreboard and city pieces of 6 points. So far, no fields which they own. 2 monasteries worth 8 points each and a road worth 5 points. Well, actually no use in doing this. So clear-cut blue here. So blue takes a simple ruin for 7 points. Just to score a bit hard from their fields. Yellow snatches a 3-point road up top, but that won't help them. Blue's main field is 15 points now, and actually there's no real option to attack this now. After this connection up top and from the left side, that's quite tricky, especially after blue added another farmer on the left. Yeah, and yellow just adds a point to blue. Why not? It doesn't matter. Well, here goes the monastery for yellow. And now we are having a game again. All of a sudden. So 11 tiles remaining, scoreboard tied. And KSPTTW won their third game as well. And with this, the duel and a Polish match win. Congratulations. Now we'll see about the tiebreakers. Yellow snatches a 3-point field on the left side, hoping to connect to blues here. Maybe even taking this one over. But still, their problem is this here. 2 dead meeples. Rather sad affair. And they didn't get the dagger so far. Yeah, what should they even do here? Well, a simple move would be to connect, but then they'd still be behind by 9 points. And how to win this one? Well, I actually have no idea here. Blue running away with this city here, and if this one's gonna close, definitely all she wrote. At least yellow gets the road closed, but I think getting the second meeple now is just a tad too late. Blue just snatching the biggest features here. So this 4-point ruin. Yeah. So Blue's extender here actually more or less sealed their field on the top left side, and that was actually the only chance to attack this apart from this connection. But that one would only help yellow if they were able then to successfully attack here or here. But with 4 moves still remaining, maybe there's still a chance. So let's count the curves, because everything else for this square is gone. And the curves are gone. Okay, so this won't help. Even if yellow equalizes blue's city there, so both score now 7 points. I just deducted the 7 from both scores, so the difference works. Yep. Yellow takes the 5 points up top, but this actually doesn't make a huge difference here. So on table 3, James was able to beat Misny, and then Paulo Verde now will fight to secure the better tiebreaker for Italy here. Let's see if they opt for a break this time. Yep. Small break, a short break. No problem. So let's refresh. Still not started. Well then, if you prefer any of the 5 games from Romania versus Ukraine, please let me know. We still have roughly 10 minutes before these 2 teams will start. Yeah, without delay. If you want to hear my reasoning, just say so. I have no problem explaining this. So, decider between Polo Verde and UI Scooty. The discarded monastery. Well, tough luck for blue in this case, because now that they were the starting player, they just lost on their advantage to yellow. But at least yellow wasn't able to place a monastery here. This one I don't get. If someone can explain this straight by blue, please do. I think just taking the road would have been a nice option, because if you go here, you take the shenanigan options from your arsenal and allow yellow to run away with the city without harassment. Well, some cases yellow wouldn't go over here because you could then kill them there. Well, okay. On the off chance, Glovia mentioned that yellow would draw another of the 3 regular monasteries. The starting player advantage would flip back to blue, because as there was no field side left after this move by blue, the monastery would have been discarded as well. And it would have been nice. I actually haven't seen, apart from tests, 2 tiles being discarded in one game. Definitely make the highlight stream of this WTCOC. Yeah, I mean, he was world champion for a reason, so I think Lovia's explanation might be spot on. Interesting. Definitely an interesting move. So for now, blue managed to get the next 2 monasteries. Yellow just dumping tiles left and right. And I need a quick break as well. So folks, 3 minutes left before Ukraine-Romania starts. If you prefer any of the 5 tables, please say so in the chat. If not, I'd likely pick table 3. So Jarapa versus Adria. From one world champion to another one. Yeah, exactly. Alternative would be table 1. But I think table 3 should be played at a bit faster pace. So I'm hoping to cover both endgames of their first games. And these two here, well, why not whip out the table again? Well. Sometimes OBS is just annoying. Yeah, I have to configure this in the background while also commentating on Blue's just closed city on the bottom left. Yellow at least gets another monastery as compensation. And blue will another city up top of the third actually. Left-handed dagger gone. Bad news for yellow's city up top. Any road here would kill this. So here we go, the table. This is group G, we need group B. So, well, yellow with a right-handed dagger, snatching 10 points city plus 4 points for their road, while also, of course, helping blue to complete their monastery, but needs must. There wasn't a way around this, and they'd rather close this now than wait, because blue would have been able to attack this. So let's for now just add the 1, 2, 3, and there we see Poland in first place. And if they manage to win versus Germany next week, which of course I'd like to prevent, then they'd be quite likely to win this group, because Uruguay in week 5 should be no match for them. And if they don't win versus Germany next week, well, they still have a chance to snatch the first place. Then it would be just a matter of tiebreakers versus quite likely RCP, or maybe, huge maybe, Germany. So let's check. The other match should be running. And it is. So for now, I'll push this table here to the top right corner. So if you really care about that one, please check there. And then let's open Table 3 of Romania versus Ukraine. And table 1 on the top left corner. Table 2, which I would have expected to be at 30 to 40% after 2 minutes, but looks like these two started a bit later. Oh, and Erwin G even needed 30 seconds to execute their first move. Normally, that would be enough to play half a game. Let me also extend the scoreboard so we actually can feature 2 matches. So this should work. Here we go. And now let's jump into this. So yellow with a nicely looking city until blue tried to attack it. Quite likely an obstruction with a straight might come over here. Maybe now even going here just to take any blocking moves away from blue. Because the creation of an evil hamster and a 50-50 would bind these two blue monastery meeples at least on average for quite a long time, maybe even for forever. Yeah, Uruguay or Slovakia won't count in the end, but still you have to win, even if it doesn't count in the end. And I'm not sure if the result versus Uruguay or Slovakia won't count. I don't think it's a surefire win for Slovakia in week 4, talking about this match here. So just beat both 5-0 and then we'll see about the tiebreakers between the others. So yellow was able to create the evil hamster, snatched the promising looking field here, and sadly they didn't get the splitter. They sure hope to get the second one. This here is a bit cautious. I think with still 3 daggers out there, you could have gone for the road, even with only 2 meeples in hand. Oh, let me get rid of the table for now and open another, rid of the standings and open another table there. Let's take table 5. So that's game over versus smile. Also one of the faster players, it seems. Okay, yellow got the splitter. And blue directly goes on the hunt to force another connection or a block. And is successful, so yellow won't run away with this city on their own. Meanwhile, yellow killed blue's monastery meeples, because either this or that square won't get lucked until the end of the game, because one road monastery is already gone. With two horses still out there. Yellow goes on top, but I guess they didn't even intend to connect, just hoping to block this one, which now is problematic because they need one of the starting tiles and they might be forced to use it on the left side once blue blocks there. And then they'd have a tricky decision, and actually I miscounted. There's only one starting tile left. So if blue were to block here, then yellow would have a tricky decision whether to kill at the top or liberate their city meeple. So yellow was able to close this. Blue with an unconventional blocking option here. But considering the 3 vertical splitters and at least 4 vanillas are gone, this actually works quite nicely. So only 1 vanilla left or the 3rd extender to go there. And now I need to check the scoreboard, because it looks to have some problems. Yeah, damn it. As nice as all these technical things are, if they don't do what they are supposed to, quite annoying. So it looks like we might be witnessing this endgame before the previous match concludes, because UI Scooty and Polo Verde in the upper right corner still have 13 moves to go. So let's try to make sense of this one here. The most crucial tiles for now are the vanilla. If blue isn't able to block now, they do. So actually can't count today. 3 extenders gone, so this square is dead. And then yellow definitely needs the road monastery because blue successfully connected to yellow's field. Yellow, of course, takes this one on the right side, but right now it looks like blue would even then if they'd lose the field. Well, this prevents another attack by blue. And of course, blue just scores 26 on the scoreboard. +6 in the middle. +3. +6. +9. Yeah, no hope for yellow here. But let's try if the scoreboard works again. So yellow has 43 points. And city ruin at the bottom worth 7. The shared city up top doesn't really matter, but it's worth 6 points for both of them. Blue has 69 on the scoreboard and 2 monasteries worth 7 points each. Yellow's monastery is worth 8 points. Blue has a city piece on the left side scoring 3. No one has any roads. Blue just pushed their scoreboard to 73. Yellow's field on the left side scores a measly 6 points. And one on the right side, 15 for now. So they still hope to connect blue's one to snatch the 3 points. The monastery is worth 7. But Apart has no meeple in hand. So quite sadly won't be able to score a lot more here. So +1 for the monastery, +3 if he manages to snatch this on the right side. Adria takes the 6 points for the field. And even concedes the 3 points on the right side. Because in the end, these points don't matter. No, he doesn't concede. Damn it. This was the second farmer. I hallucinated that yellow already had the third one on this field. Oh, wow. blundering along with Utze. I should call this series. So in the end, not even close. UI Scooty was able to win versus Polo Verde. So in the end, Poland finishes off the Italians 4-1. And our protagonists from Romania, Ukraine have already started their second game. Get rid of the scoreboard here. And which one are we missing? Tabado, Fan LXN. Now also live in the upper right corner. And then I might just move the Italians to the bottom. So you'll at least get updates from Belgium versus Latvia. Let me try to expand this a little bit. So this should work. Why the hell does BGA force the avatar of Smiley there? Oh, huge promising feature for yellow, which is the Romanian Garapa. Of course, hoping to get a big city tile here with all 3 horses, 2 cows, and if need be, even the quadruple city still out there. Chances are looking great for now. So Adria quite likely considering this attack. Oh, he didn't? Interesting here. Now the defense, plus quite likely hoping to connect here, and then Garapa would also have a road and maybe even field, but well, either side would work. Quite fast. And there we go. Erwin G, sub 5 minutes as usual. Samuelsson taking a lot more time, but then in the end still losing. So good news for Romania on table 2. Yeah. And here we go. Their second game has already started. No field meeple because he had no meeple in hand due to this city. So blue was able to snatch the 9-point field. But for now, Blue quite likely would need more monasteries up top here to counter the plus 30 points overall. Therefore, a nice move by yellow here, eliminating the prime monastery spots for blue. And now this city closure. Although there's the second splitter still in the deck. Well, let's figure out an attacking plan for blue here. Tough. So for one, desperately need the cow. At least it's the shielded cow. But blue needs it desperately and pretty fast, please. Because if they want to win here, they need to attack yellow's field at the bottom. Quite likely yellow's road as well. But not with a simple vanilla. They might even be forced to go here now. Would be reckless as hell, but they need to play on the edge with this big gap on the scoreboard. So, sure, going for the attack here works. I just thought about yellow just going there. What about this here? No starting tile left. One rose left. But still 2 daggers. No, 1 dagger. Yellow defends their field. Blue with the next attack. Hoping to connect both of these farmers. Tough. Sure, you have to close your city, but you'd rather would have defended on the left side. So does yellow now go there and add another farmer, or do they? Well, they answer the question even before I ended my sentence. Thank you. So table 1 is finished in the favor of Romania. On table 5, Smile just tied their duel versus game over. So these two will be playing a decider. Quite likely we'll switch to that one. And over here now, I have a déjà vu. More often than not, I count somebody out and then they fight back. And this time, Looks definitely like blue still has a chance here, even though I pronounced them half dead. So yellow has 9 points for their road. What about their city on the left side? That's actually hoping to get a splitter. What a field fight. What a field fight. So in the end, yellow should have won this, even if I didn't manage for the rest here, because these 6 monastery points, field was 9, 6 for blue, and the main one was 15 for both. And blue had another one on the left for 3 points. Well, let's see. Close enough. So the Dirapa manages to force the decider here as well. And therefore, let's switch to game over versus smile for now. I think these two should end their game before Girappa and Adria. So let's push our protagonists to the bottom right for now. Oh, would you look at that? Smile going all in on this city. And why not? It wasn't really that likely that yellow would get the dagger to then be able to attack this. And now blue got the perfect piece to close this city and attack yellow's road. They might even take the curve here. There are still 2 daggers left to then close their city. But yellow attacks up top, will snatch the road in the end, unless blue manages to draw all 4 curves remaining in the deck. And blue again with another attack. Yellow snatches the road, so still hope for game over. But they definitely need to score a big feature here to counter blue's lead. Well, at least their field is worth 12 points now. But still attackable from multiple sides. whereas blue's field up top only scores 6 points. Yeah, it's actually a nice move by blue here, snatching a 6-point field with an option to attack yellow's field, and if it's necessary, to connect to your own, to even force 2 farmers on yellow's field. Therefore, yellow's defense on the left side is of course a good one. On table 2, Samuelsson was able to beat Erwin G and force a decider as well. And in this game, it looks like yellow's best chance might just be to hope for a large, or rather huge field, and then to win it outright. But considering they have this meeple stuck on a city, quite likely until the end of the game, if they'd even manage to connect the fields. Blue has the meeple majority and might just be able to defend this. Is there any other chance for yellow here? I don't really see it, because these 3 blue meeples up top scored 20 points plus 19 on the scoreboard. Even if you manage to win this 3-point mini battle here, who cares? Now blue even attacking this city, which was one of your best hopes actually to score some points here, which now more or less is killed, or at least quite troublesome. We closed. Still a starting tile and a rose left, so still hope, but yeah. Yep, going for the field, sure, nice, but still not enough. Yep, going for another field. Still not enough. So 9, 12. This field in the middle scores 15. So that's minus these 8, 7, 7, 14. Whoa, actually yellow is ahead. Well. Let's check if I have missed something here. So 49 on the scoreboard for yellow, 62 for blue. Blue scores an 8-point monastery and has 2 6-point fields. The city parts on the bottom are worth 1 and 4 points. Yellow scores 7 for their city part up top. Yellow's fields are worth 6, 3, and 15. And that is +1, not +2. So either I have mistyped something or my assessment earlier was incorrect. And I'd say that's the case. But Smile still has more meeples in hand than they could use and has to figure out what exactly is left. I can tell you one thing, this option would be one. Yellow with a perfect piece here. Adding 5 points to their total. Blue just being able to score the 6-point field at the bottom and adding an 8-point monastery. And this then was actually a really nice find, because they had 2 chances to connect here. Of course, the monastery is the better piece, but even the curve would have scored them 3 points. So -5. And then, well, yellow would have scored 6 points likely. And now these 4. So 2 points, 5, 7 difference. I think it would still have been enough if the last 2 pieces were reversed. Add the 4 road points for yellow. And let's see. Yeah. Accurate assessment for once. 2. Ukraine is on the match scoreboard. Smile wins their game. Let's quickly switch to the decider between Girappa and Adria, because these 2 are in their end game. And it looks like this is blues. But yellow's field scores 15 points. And now blue connects. Or maybe doesn't, depending on the pieces still out there and the actual total score, because he could opt to just keep this 6-point field. Okay, scoring again, 43 points on the scoreboard for yellow. 5 points for a city, 3 points on the right side for a city. Their field is worth 15, still 15 points. No monasteries for yellow, but 1 7-point monastery for blue. 4-point road yellow. Yellow connects blue. takes the 6 points field from them and scores 2 points en passant, but blue gets another tiny field up top while also scoring additional 5 points for a city. Yellow takes a field there as well. Blue's city parts, the remaining ones are worth a total of 10 points. And they have 72 on the scoreboard, so yeah, definitely blue's game here. And by quite a lot even. Blue able to connect to yellow's field, so the main field is worth 21 now. Points by yellow in the end don't matter at all. So, a rout by Adria. Almost 40, no, 35. Well, 2-0 Ukraine. What's up on the other tables? So Mars. This looks bad for yellow. Check if it really is. So yellow's big ruin in the middle scores 11 points. They have other city features for 4, a monastery. But blue has an 8-point monastery as well. Yellow's field on the right side, this one here, scores a lot more than I originally thought because it extends all the way to the bottom, so 15 points. Well, then there might still be a chance here. Blue attacks this now, and blue's field on the left side scores 12 points at the moment. There's city up top 4. Now yellow able to close their 3-point city, adding another 8 points to their scoreboard. Total score, that is. Well, this attack is really problematic for yellow. Because if blue succeeds, this should be game over. And with only one meeple in hand and, well, no move left. There actually still even a piece for the square out there. Nope, all gone. But this one is too late. Zaharik in the end just adds another point by closing that city. So the difference should be 5 points or so. Well, 15. Well, I have missed something again. But in the end, a decider. And Samuelson and Erwin G are just finishing their decider as well. So let's check if this is already the match win for Ukraine, and it is. So Samuelson able to dispatch Erwin G with 2-1, just like the score in all the other duels as well. So for now, let's cover Tabado versus Fan Alex N, and let's see if the Romanian is able to force a decider in the 5th duel as well. And then I'll open Zaharik versus Mars in the top left corner. And there's news from the match of Belgium versus Latvia. Alexei managed to beat Learn to Fly to put Latvia on the match scoreboard. Vizhna is leading their duel versus Valmir. And if you want to check the second game, it's in the bottom left corner. Napalm Eye versus Ludo Jar Jar is in the top right corner. And Fabien Mouton versus Ezetsus is in the bottom right corner. So let's check if Romania here will be able to force a decider. On the first side, I'd say yes, because there is a huge ruin, plus their monastery, and no, this isn't a blue field, this is a tide field, and it's under attack from a third yellow farmer. And I think if yellow manages to snatch that field, this should be looking good for them. Blue at least getting the perfect piece. Take more meeples in hand and then quite likely hoping to either block or attack the field at the bottom. For now, yellow doesn't need to connect, they already have. So they might even go here and block this, but this of course would create the ninja option. You'd have to be sure that there are no curves still in the deck. Let me try my hands at scrolling again. Maybe this time I get it right. So yellow just takes this field on the left side instead, which actually is the best option, or at least a better option than the one I had sketched. Blue's ruin in the middle scores 14 points. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And now yellow's fields scores 6 points, and the main field is worth 21. Nope, 24. This one won't close. This one quite unlikely to close, so quite likely will be 24 points in the end, but that's more than enough if yellow manages to hold on to their lead. Blue going for the double attack, maybe. Yellow still hoping to get a curve or a curvy tile on the outside. So let's first check the curves. No curve left. Then let's check the curvy tiles. All daggers gone. And all Rotoritos as well. So in that case, this year is dead, at least in terms of connection potential. Same goes for these squares. There might still be an option to connect up top, but not, well, 2 moves remaining for blue. Yellow just adds another 3 points to their field on the left side. So is there still a monastery left? It is, and it's in yellow's hands. And then we only have the vertical splitters or vanillas remaining to connect, but all of them are already out of the game. So this was actually a nice idea by blue here. Was 50-50. If they would have gotten the monastery, I think they would have won the game. Just missed their 6 points on the left. So yeah, if blue would have gotten the monastery, they definitely would have won the game. And I missed another 3 points somewhere. Yeah, the scoreboard, of course. Well, in the end, Tabado manages to win the second game of this duel and forces a decider. Talking about deciders, the one between Mars and Zaharik is in the mid game. And then there's quite a lot of news from Belgium versus Latvia. Napalm I just a few seconds ago was able to win the second game versus Ludo Jaja. Gina won their duel versus Ashulis 2-0, and Fabian Mouton was able to beat Etsus Kaukish 2-0. So all the Latvian hopes are resting on Krishna's shoulders. And therefore, let me actually switch the layout here. Oh, let's, use that one. Maybe I have to zoom in a bit so the lock is on this way, should work. Ooh. This looks reasonably close, although yellow's grip on this field and the top one isn't the best of news for blue. But I guess their main focus for now would be to liberate their monastery meeple. Still 4 curves left. And of course the second road monastery. Yellow snatches another field. And kills blue's monastery. Yeah. Well, blue has the meeple majority in the long run. Quite likely hopes to kill this city. Then yellow would have only at most 2 meeples in their disposal, for their disposal. Because at most, because this one up top, well, it's not quite likely that they'll get that one back. And then Saharik would be able to score the desperately needed points here, and in the end try to attack or maybe even take over the field on the right side. But this curve by yellow tries to build the foundation of a bridge between these two fields. And if they are able to connect them, it will be pretty tough for Saharik here, and I'm quite likely won't be able to tie both the field on the left side and the united field on the right side. But if he were to manage that feat, he could win, because he has a slight scoreboard lead and this 8-point monastery. For now, I guess, yeah, exactly. He'll focus on the left field, hoping to at least tie that one. And then maybe just trying to tie this one and prevent the connection up top. only one monastery left, and how about the, well, still two vanillas in the deck, so putting a field over here wouldn't actually really limit this connection square. Yeah, blue just takes 4 points, why not? Leaving an almost 9-point road up for grabs. So whoever will get a curve, and yellow might be more likely to use it there, will just or could just take it. Here blue prevents closing this city, which would only help yellow, because it would of course add a city to their field on the right side and give them a precious second meeple. They limited blue's attacking option, hoping to get a straight or straight-ish tile. All crossroads are gone, so apart from the straights, there'd be only starting tiles, and I don't see more than these two, so still some tiles to go here. Here we go. And there should be still cows out there. Yep, there are still 2 cows out there. So quite likely a huge ruin for blue. But will this help them? That's the question. Blue snatches the road. Looks like there are still curvy tiles out there. At least one road Dorito. Blue now hoping to use their farmer on the left side to still connect via the bottom route. Yellow doesn't bother to block this. Just takes quite calmly their meeple back. I'm not convinced that this was the right move. I need to sort the scoreboard somehow. Doesn't look great, but it should work for now. So the top one should be blue and the bottom one yellow. Both with 52 on the actual scoreboard. So let's check how many points they score in addition to that for their not completed or not finished features for now. So they share 5 point, let's say, ruin in the middle. And Mars now got one of the 2 remaining cows. The blue's game hinging on getting the last cow here. Because the fields score quite nicely for yellow. Even though blue just managed to connect here with the last vanilla. Yeah, just, and now blue just snatched the 5-point city piece from yellow and added another 2. So has now 14 points for this ruin. And takes a 6-point lead. If I'm not mistaken, that is. Also, let's check again. Yellow has 4 points on their ruin up top. They share this 12-point field. They have a 9-point field and a 6-point field. And blue has a 14-point field. Yellow going for the ninja attack. Immediately thwarted by blue. And that's all she wrote. So considering the remaining pieces were these, this actually was quite unlikely to work out. I guess a 1 in 6 chance, because if blue would have gotten the Dorito, they couldn't have blocked this one. And then yellow could have connected here, but then in the end, blue just taking this here. Yep, Zaharik wins this one. And I think I totally forgot about Tabado and fan LXN. Sorry, you two. Let's go to their endgame. 4-0 Ukraine, but all 5 duels featuring a decider. And in the game between Belgium and Latvia, looks like Krishna will take this one. 9-point field on the left side. A 7-point ruin here and another 9-point ruin there. So 25 plus the scoreboard lead of roughly 30 points. Yeah. So plus 20 or so. In the end, Latvia should win that one then. Ooh, what's up here? A yellow 12-point field. Yellow still hoping to get a cow there. And there should still be one out there. I only see 3. The other 3 big city tiles are horses, and of course then there's the quadruple city in the middle. And yellow gets the connection, snatching the juicy rune out of blue's hands. And with it 14 points. But with 22 on the scoreboard, this should still be blues. Check 22 minus the 14, so 8, 13, 19, this here, plus 2, so 21. Well, it's close, but should be enough. 9, 6 blue, so even if yellow were able to close this, this should be blue's win here. Or maybe just taking 4 points for road. Or better going over here. Taking these 5 points. Yeah, Krishna in the end won by 27 points even. And after Napalm, I was the hero in game 2 by winning the decider versus Penguin EM of Thailand. This time Krishna was able to win the match for Latvia. So congratulations to Krishna and Team Latvia. Even better not meepling the road because blue still had a move left. So take your pick. 3 points here, there, there. Whatever tickles your fancy. So this then a sweep by Ukraine, even though they needed the maximum 15 games. So let's switch back to my usual layout and whip out the standings here. So Poland, Italy, 1-4 and 3-2-8 games. As I said earlier, Poland takes the lead, and a commanding one at that in Group B. As I said, they still should win their game versus Germany if they wanna take the first spot home. Else, they might be, or there sure is a chance for RCP to snatch the first spot from Poland if RCP manages to win versus Italy and Germany. There's something wrong here. This is a tad too small. So now it should work. So if RCP manages to win versus Italy and Germany, then Poland quite likely would need to win versus Germany as well. But of course, they don't know the result of week 5, so they just have to push their best 5 and hope to win in week 4 here. And then we are having Group G. That's Belgium versus Latvia. 2-3 with games of, well, that's actually irrelevant for Latvia because due to their abysmal tiebreaker because of losing 5-0 to Croatia in week 1. They definitely need to win all their remaining games. So the one today has worked out fine for them. Now they just need to win versus Croatia to secure a playoff spot here. Let me quickly check. Yeah, well, there's still a chance for 3 teams with 3 wins in this group. If Taiwan manages to win versus Croatia and Croatia beats Belgium, well, let's just enter results for kicks. So for example, like this. And Latvian win versus Croatia, of course. And here we go. And then you'd have 3 teams. Yeah, 3 teams with 3 match wins. And then the Latvians tiebreakers would hurt them pretty severely. So they should root, well, maybe for Croatia, because they need to beat them in the last week anyway. And if that doesn't work out, maybe root for Croatia in week 4. And then we have the group of Romania and Ukraine, which was C, I think. Yep, it was C. 05, 5-10. It's actually really bad. If the Romanians would have won at least one duel, this way, after 2 wins in their first 2 matches, this more or less kills their tiebreakers. So the hope of having a chance with a 3-2 match wins to secure playoff spot in this group might be just gone out the window. But they still have to 2 matches left, of course. If they win versus Thailand and Portugal, for sure, they have a great chance to secure a playoff spot. Even though it's also possible that there would be 3 teams with 4-1 match wins in this group as well. I won't force this now on you. I guess you can try it for yourself if you're interested, and we'll have a lot of standings shenanigans anyway in week 5. So for now, that's it for me. Let's take a quick look at the next games. So there's, not sure, I think I didn't refresh that one. Let me check. Oh, I didn't. So there's on a Saturday, that's my time zone. Just subtract 2 hours to get the UTC. Japan versus Czech Republic, and China, Hong Kong. I might stream these two, not sure yet. And on the evening, Lithuania versus Mexico. Maybe the Lithuanians have a chance, but I guess Mexico fighting for their tournament life will be extra motivated to beat Lithuania. And then on Sunday, a lot of games. I'll talk about this one on Saturday maybe. Still not decided whether I'll even try to cover something, maybe Taiwan to Taisha, Netherlands, Malaysia. I'm not really that interested in a clear win for the Dutch. Should be expected here. Spain, Vietnam would be interesting after Vietnam was able to win their opening match versus Argentina. And I don't know anyone who had expected that result. And it would even be quite likely that I could cover that before the Germany game. And later on, France versus Brazil would also be an interesting one. Well, until then, if you have any feedback, let me know. Else, I'll see you on Saturday or Sunday, I guess. Have a nice night, day, morning, whatever. Bye bye.